Are you excited for your first house empty? Oh, is it your second? Oh, that's right. Sorry, time. Whew. The 20 minutes. I forgot. I forgot about all the jokes. Well, I forgot all about all the dates. Oh, it's probably. Oh my. Weird trying to have coffee. For college. We're doing five leadership teams, and five of us are doing the international, all big thing of big labs. And so I'll be leading from that committee to explore. Back to the meetings we're gonna get out. Oh, wow. Oh, they can, it's just one person. One person. Not inclusive. I don't, yeah. And now you're two things.
We're all good? Everybody good? Everybody good? Okay, we'll go ahead and call tonight's meeting to order. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Pape,
Here.
Councilmember Shavetta,
Here.
Councilmember Kosmeyer,
Here.
Councilmember Hands,
Here.
Councilmember Caldwell,
Here.
Councilmember Leahy,
Here.
Councilmember Ryder,
Here.
Councilmember Silvers,
Here.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, next item up this evening is public items. Members of the public are encouraged to use this time to make comments about matters that do not appear on the agenda. Comments about items on the regular agenda will be taken as each item is considered. Please note individuals making public comments will be limited to 5 minutes. In accordance with the governing body rules and procedures, the city reserves the right to refuse public comments that are personal, impertinent, or slanderous. I had a blue sheet for sign up, but I see no one on it. Does anyone want to come forward this evening? Okay, it's sort of next to Billy. Please come forward and give your name and address for the record. And
My name's James Zovka. My address is 5929 Madison Street. First thing, I would like to congratulate all of you guys for the election. Number two, I want to wish all the Marines or anybody that knows any Marines happy birthday. Number three, I also, since we're not going to be in anyway, I want to thank all veterans, no matter what branch, for your service for serving this country. Now, my complaint, where I live, there's a school right down the street from my house, and there is a traffic jam in front of my house every afternoon, and I'm sick and tired of it. And I need your guys' help to fix it, please. Thank you very much for your time.
thank you for thanking our veterans, and thank you for your comments. Okay, anyone else? Sir, yeah, please come forward. Give your name and address for the record, sir.
My name is Eric Clem, and I live at 8007 West 60th Street.
Good evening, council members. My name is Eric Klim. I live here in Merriam. I'd like to bring to your attention something happening in our community's storm sewer system that could have serious environmental consequences for Turkey Creek and the wildlife that call it home. Recently, fiberglass lining work was done on our storm sewers, a process that involves inserting a resin-coated fiberglass sleeve and curing it in place with heat produced by a steam machine. This method is meant to reinforce old pipes, but if it's not done carefully, it can release toxic chemicals, especially styrene, into the water system. I walk and bike the Turkey Creek Trail regularly, and I've seen the wildlife that depends on that creek, flocks of mallard ducks, often 6 or 7 at a time, groundhogs, and a pair of beautiful blue herons. These birds and other animals rely on the creek's microorganisms and small aquatic life for food. When the sewer lining wasn't properly flushed or monitored, those same chemicals could have entered the creek, potentially harming not just the fish and insects, but the birds that feed on them. The city posts signs everywhere warning residents not to dump anything to the storm drains, and yet here it appears that fiberglass resin runoff entered the system without any environmental impact study or containment plan. I'm asking the council to review this project and ensure that the contract followed all environmental safety standards, the water testing be conducted downstream of the lining area, and the future infrastructure repairs in Merriam require the environmental review before work begins, especially when they're this close to Turkey Creek. Protecting our local waterways protects the birds, animals, and the fish, and the people who enjoy this community every day. It is our duty to be responsible stewards of the nature areas. Thank you for your time and your attention to this important issue.
Thank you, sir. All right. All right, come on forward, sir. Name and address for the record.
Greetings. Before you vote on anything tonight, we need to acknowledge the contradictions sitting in this room. At the last meeting, the mayor used official government forum to politically campaign, making comments that were unmistakably political. He used this dais and staff time and the city broadcast to promote his own narrative, and the public was denied any chance to respond. That was just the most recent of a series of brazen misuses of public resources and an abuse of the platform that belongs to the residents of Merriam, not to any individual office holder. Bob's hypocrisy is all the more thick when we consider the mayor's supposed interest in transparent government, and that the very first word in our city's mission statement is transparency. The first thing apparently also you forget when it's convenient for you, Bob. Today the agenda brings 2 new proposals to attack public speech. One limits dialogue on social media, and the other limits our community from talking to each other, petitioning, as you call it. Then that's like that's some sort of disease you have to cure. Kim Jong-il would be so proud of you today, Bob. The timing is impossible to ignore. This is obviously retaliation. You're not going to trick any judge or jury on this. You cannot preach order and neutrality while exercising political privilege from the bench and then shrinking the public's ability to speak. That double standard undermines trust, violates the First Amendment, and invites lawsuits like you've already got going this year. Tonight, I ask you to apply the same rules to yourselves that you're preparing to impose to the people you claim to serve. Bob, you've attacked open records, you've attacked open meetings, you've attacked public comment, and you've abused the dais to deliver your own political comment, and then adjourned like a coward you are before the public had a chance to speak. Shame on you. I will specifically address your 2 latest attacks you proposed in today's agenda later in this meeting.
Is there anyone else who would like to make a comment this evening? Okay, seeing none come forward, I will close out the meeting, the public forum portion. Next item up this evening is consent agenda. All items listed under this heading are considered to be routine by the City Council, may be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the council members so request, in which case that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. And we have several things on the agenda this evening. We have 5. Is there anyone that wishes to have any one of those items removed from the consent? Okay. I'm seeing none, so I would entertain a motion at this time. Mr. Silvers.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move that the council approve consent agenda items numbers 1 through 5.
Okay, we have a motion. Second, Ms. Shadrich.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion, a second.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Councilmember Kosmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up this evening is the mayor's report. First item up is a Native American Heritage Month proclamation. You guys know how I love proclamations, so I'm going to read it for you. Whereas, during National Native American Heritage Month, we recognize the invaluable contributions of Native peoples who have helped shape our country and honor the hundreds of tribal nations that continue exercising their inherent sovereignty. And whereas, Native communities have passed down rich cultures, knowledge, traditions, and ways of life. And whereas, the city of Merriam recognizes that throughout history, Native peoples, cultures, identities, and governments were not always seen as a part of this nation, but as a threat to it. And whereas today we acknowledge their contributions have brought prosperity to all of us, and their diverse cultures and communities continue to thrive and lead us forward. Whereas this month we celebrate Native American history and culture and are reminded that with a commitment to our founding ideals, we can address the wrongs of our past and become a better nation and city. Now therefore I, Bob Pape, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of Merriam, Kansas, do hereby proclaim November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month. And I urge all Merriam residents to observe this month with the appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities, and to celebrate Friday, November 28, 2025, as Native American Heritage Day. Proclaimed on this 10th day of November 2025, Bob Pape, Mayor. I don't think we have anyone this evening, Madam Clerk, do we? Okay. Well, let's give all Native Americans a round of applause. Okay, thank you. Okay, next up is confirm the appointment of Sarah Limbacher, Bill Bailey, and Nita Dillon to the Planning Commission for the terms expiring December 31st, 2028. I'd like to propose those individuals be reappointed. Does anyone like to make a motion on that? Go ahead, Ms. Shadrich.
Okay, there it is. Mr. Mayor, I move that the council confirm the reappointment of Sarah Limbacher, Bill Bailey, and Nita Dillon to the Planning Commission for the terms expiring December 31st, 2028.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Go ahead, Mr. Kuzma.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion, a second.
Councilmember Cosmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up on the mayor's report is confirm the reappointment of Sean McConnell and Bill Bailey to the Board of Zoning Appeals for the terms expiring December 31st, 2028. I would entertain a motion for that. Go ahead, Ms. Shadrich.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council confirm the reappointment of Sean McConnell and Bill Bailey to the Board of Zoning Appeals for the terms expiring December 31st, 2028.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Okay, go ahead, Ms. Shavetta.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, we have a motion, a second.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Councilmember Cosmeyer.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up this evening is confirm the reappointment of Nita Dillon and Bill Bailey to the Board of Structural Appeals for the terms expiring December 31st, 2028. I would entertain a motion. Go ahead, Ms. Shavetta.
Mr. Mayor, I want to move that the council confirm the reappointment of Nita Dillon and Bill Bailey to the Board of Structure Appeals for the terms expiring December 31st, 2028.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? Ms. Shadrich.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion, a second.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Councilmember Cosmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up this evening is confirm the reappointment of Kathy Stoll, Doug Murphy, and Alex Supple to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for the terms expiring December 31st, 2027. I would entertain a motion. Ms. Shadrich.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council confirm the reappointment of Kathy Stoll, Doug Murphy, and Alex Supple to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for the terms expiring December 31st, 2027.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second? Mr. Silvers.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to second that.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion, a second.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Councilmember Kosemeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, well, that takes me to other items. I always like to list a few things that I and other council members have been doing over the last, this time, 3 weeks, so it's a little bit longer report. Please bear with me. Okay, I spent much of the last 3 weeks getting to know my constituents one-on-one. Although I hate elections, it's a great time to find out what people feel about the city. I'm happy to report that they love it. I attend the OPFD retirement breakfast. It's always great to hang out with like-minded public servants who offer you unconditional support. They're excited to have Trader Joe's coming to Merriam. I don't know how many of you got out on November 4th, but I went out and voted. It's one opportunity for each of us to get to say what we want for our future. I appreciate everyone for exercising the right, no matter how they voted. I hosted an election night watch party at my residence in Merriam. I wish I could have invited all the people who supported me, but that was not feasible. Just know everyone, and it was appreciated. I and a couple of council members attended the employee lunch and learn, where PD gave us valuable information on how to keep from being scammed. Thank you for providing this knowledge, Chief. I thought I was pretty savvy, but it turns out these criminals are stealing billions of dollars every year from people just like me. So be careful out there. I and a couple of council members attended the opening night, the Tim Murphy Art Gallery opening night. If you missed it, I encourage everyone to get down to the community center, check it out. Great food as always, Anna. Thank you. I and a council member assisted me in picking up all my campaign signs. Really appreciated the assistance. I think we were glad we've gotten that out of our way, and we've cleaned up our city of all those signs. I know I was tired of seeing them myself. I went around the city and gave each resident a thank you card for hosting my sign. I know how much pain it was to have to mow around all those signs all summer. I personally wanted to thank them for that. And tomorrow, which was mentioned earlier, thank you, sir, is Veterans Day. I'd like to acknowledge all the veterans in our audience. And with that, I'd like for all veterans that's currently here this evening to please stand and be recognized. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for serving our country. And something, I don't know if people know this, but this day is celebrated each year on November 11th, which most people know. But did you know that it commemorates the ending of World War I on November 11th, 1918?
I think I knew that.
You knew that?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Well,
By force, yeah.
there you go. Well, good for you. I unfortunately did not. I was
Jake can
surprised.
tell you all about it if you
I
want.
bet he could. I'm sure he told you. Okay, it rightfully acknowledges all those who have served and who are currently serving our country. Freedom's not free without these brave individuals serving in all branches of our military. They potentially risk their lives every day so that we can live the lives that we enjoy. Some of these veterans lost their lives. Some have been physically injured or mentally scarred in the performance of their duties. My request for you this week is that you thank a veteran, any veteran you meet or you know, for serving. They deserve our appreciation. And then I want to acknowledge 3 of our council members took the last Merriam the last Merriam Citizen Police Academy. This is an 11-week course that covers a variety of topics. It gives citizens an opportunity to learn more about what a police officer does. Some of these topics include court procedures, traffic enforcement, use of force, including a taser demonstration. Some council members might have voluntarily been tased. DUI procedures, criminal investigation techniques, weapon usage, tours of our city and county facilities, and a variety of other topics. I encourage anyone who has not attended this course to please do so. It's offered, is it twice a year? Once a year. Okay, Chief says it's once a year in the fall. It will give you a whole new appreciation of what our police officers do and what they have to know and how difficult their job is. Police Chief McLaughlin presented everyone with a certificate at their graduation ceremony. I was not able to attend, but feel it's important to show my appreciation for these council members taking the time to learn more about our police department. I would like to ask council members Shavetta, Yodrich, and Kosemeyer to come down to the front with me for a special presentation. Okay, so you guys all got certificates, but I know I wasn't there. So you have these special badges that I'd like to bestow upon you. Thank you. There you go. This, for those of you that can't see from out there at this point, it says Citizen Police Officer. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, can I get it over? Go get it. I'm sorry about that, okay. This is, now, there we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now, just for the record, yeah, this does not make you a police officer. You can't carry a weapon, can't pull any cars over, and you can't make any arrests. But I did want to officially recognize you with these special badges. I'd like to get the chief up here if we could, and we will flank you guys, get in the middle, and put the chief on one end and me on the other end.
Thank you.
Keep it on if you'd like. Okay, it's always nice to have a little fun with this job, so, okay. And the last thing I have, I just have one more item and then we'll move on. But I would like to begin by, or this end, by thanking all of our fellow council members for running for reelection. Your dedication to serving our community for a second term is outstanding. Our citizens have recognized the great job that you've done and wanted you back. I congratulate all of you on your decisive wins. I'm proud to call you my friends and comrades on the governing body. I would also like to thank all of our community for bestowing the honor of selecting me as your mayor for another term. I'm humbled by the outpouring of support that I received throughout the election campaign and at the polls. I believe this is a testament to how much people love our city and the direction that it's moving. My win was not about me. It was due to the outstanding job that our employees do every day to make Merriam what it is. My win was about the city council taking the city in a direction that our citizens want. The campaign is over, and now's the time for us to put the past behind us, roll up our sleeves, and get back to work. I'm excited to be a part of Merriam's future. Just like our logo, it looks bright. So in closing, I want to thank our citizens, our staff for their outstanding work, and our city council for all that they do to make Merriam just right. Okay. Thank you, guys. All right. And we are done with that. Okay. Looks like next item up is council items. Consider approval and agreement with BHC. Looks like we have Director Kumke coming forward.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The city's capital improvement program includes the West Vernon Place Improvements Project with design in 2026, 2025, and 2026, if approved tonight, and construction in 2027. So a little background on the subdivision. It was constructed in the 1960s with minimal stormwater infrastructure and no sidewalks. So in 2019, the subdivision was scheduled for sidewalk installation. However, due to strong resident feedback, the city council canceled the project at that time. There are also a number of stormwater concerns in the neighborhood. If you've been there, you know that it's on the lower end. Sherwood Forest drains down to West Vernon. Shawnee drains towards it, and then there's a lot of houses where the stormwater runs through backyards. So due to the steep terrain, we have a lot of stormwater concerns. So in 2021, a stormwater management study was prepared. It identified 4 alternatives based on stormwater concerns: 2 address street flooding only and 2 address street flooding plus private drainage concerns. Based on the cost and the obligation for the city to manage stormwater in the right-of-way and to meet APWA standards, we're recommending an option to address street flooding only. The project includes a 2-inch mill and overlay, replacement of curb and gutter and ADA ramps as necessary, stormwater improvements to address street flooding, a stormwater best management practice for water quality, and potentially sidewalks. Prior to beginning design, we'll be sending out a survey to residents to ask them, since it's been 6 years since they responded on the sidewalks, whether they want new sidewalks and whether they want to improve the existing islands or remove them during construction. Currently, the islands are a little difficult for our snow plows and fire trucks to maneuver but the residents also maintain those islands, so, now's our opportunity to find out, do they really want these islands? The results of the survey will be presented to council to assist in the decision on whether we will install the sidewalks or remove the islands. We're also going to be collecting pavement cores, just to make sure that we can do a mill and overlay. As you know, recently in Quail Creek, we found out that we didn't have adequate pavement thickness. We're hoping that's not the case here, but we're going to go ahead and confirm that with the pavement cores. The design cost is $341,310, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Do you have any questions? Go ahead, Ms. Yadrich.
I just want to clarify one thing on the agenda, just for everybody's benefit who might not understand this part. But we are requesting $341,000 right now, but the full budget of the full project is $4.45 million, right?
Correct.
Okay.
For clarification on that, Ms. Shveta?
Yeah, I have a question about the surveys. Will we mail a survey to every resident in the neighborhood, and then there'll be like an online survey that they complete, or how will that process
We were
work?
planning to mail them,
When
and
the-
then we'll include a postage, envelope prepaid so that they can mail them back.
Can we make it even more accessible where we do like a QR code? So like I'll be honest, I wouldn't mail something back typically. So it just it removes one more barrier so we get the most feedback.
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't want to make it all online, even though it'd be easier because we didn't know there's elderly
Yep.
neighbors,
yeah.
but we can do that as well.
The accessibility, just if there are people that would prefer,
Sure.
or they'll like, hey, I got this in the mail, I'm gonna scan it and do it really quick, because that's what I would do.
Yes.
So just to catch everybody.
Thank you. Right. Go ahead, Ms. Caldwell.
Thank you.
How much of the neighborhood do we anticipate doing the 2-inch mill and overlay in?
The entire neighborhood.
Okay.
Assuming we can do the mill and overlay. Hopefully that's the case with the asphalt thickness.
Okay, Mr. Leahy?
How's the design fee for, going to work if they choose to do sidewalks?
Right now, sidewalks are included.
Okay, so it'll be a deduct?
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Kuzma.
I understand probably we don't have the plan thought out right now about how sidewalks are going to go in, but I know it was contentious. Is it going to be an all or nothing thing, or is it going to be like a street by street, or?
So we haven't, we don't know for sure. I
Yeah.
think we're going to compile the data and then make a staff recommendation and then come back to you. I mean, the council could decide 51, 49%. We're going with the, 51%, or if there's a reason, we want to make a different decision. I think that would be the easiest way to make the decision, but we want to, leave it up to your decision. But we'll give you some recommendations and different alternatives if we think those are appropriate.
I was just going to ask, are we going to track survey responses by address?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we're going to allow one vote per household.
Good questions, guys. Go ahead, Ms. Shveta.
And sorry, another question on the survey. I think you said I don't know if it said in the packet, but when do you plan on sending the survey out?
In the next couple weeks.
Okay, great. And then we'll get a copy of that too.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we had some good ones. Well, with that, one other question. Go ahead, Ms.
I'm
Shveta.
sorry, it's my word.
It is.
Sidewalks, if that's chosen, are we looking at just one side of the street, not both?
One side. Mhm.
Thank you.
And when we send out the survey, we've already looked at what side we think is the most appropriate. I mean, there's no perfect side, but based on the terrain, like limiting having to put up any retaining walls, getting around streetlights, manholes. So we're going to send that out so everybody knows which side of the street the sidewalks would be on.
We're looking. Okay. All right. Well, I would entertain a motion, and I would probably defer to somebody in Ward 4, maybe, if they want to make the motion, Ms. Shveta.
Yeah, I'll do it. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I move that the council approve an agreement with BHC for design services for the West Vernon Place Improvements Project in the amount of $341,310.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Mr. Kozmeyer.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to second.
Okay, we have a motion second, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Councilmember Shveta.
Aye.
Councilmember Kosmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hand.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Lahey.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up this evening is consider Council Policy 13.0, Social Media Policy. It looks like we have Assistant City Administrator Guard.
Hello, good evening, Council. Tonight we're presenting the city's social media policy. It outlines how the city manages, monitors, and engages our social media channels. The policy ensures that our social media presence remains consistent, transparent, and legally compliant while still being welcoming and informing to residents online. We all know that the way that individuals receive communication is evolving, and social media has become one of our most powerful communication tools. We don't currently have a formal social media policy, and that leaves staff without clear guidance. And so we want to make sure that we're giving our staff clear guidance while still being able to communicate appropriately with our residents. The new policy establishes clear parameters for how the city manages its pages while ensuring consistent enforcement and protection of public rights. The policy defines what qualifies as an official social media channel and clarifies that it's used for communication about city services, programs, and events. It outlines content moderation standards, specifically when comments may be hidden or removed. It confirms that all social media channels are public records and subject to CORA. Distinguishes city managed pages from any personal or non-city accounts, and it emphasizes the engagement must be monitored consistently and applied without viewpoint or discrimination. Like I mentioned, this applies to all city social media channels that's operated by our marketing team. It does not apply to personal social media by elected officials or employees. The policy will be posted on the city's website. We'll do a news article about it, so you choose to pass this. And it will be linked in all of our official social media channels as well. The marketing team has already been briefed on this policy and will begin to follow it as soon as it is adopted, if you so choose to. We just want to make sure that we're protecting the city, respecting the participation that happens on our social media channels, and ensures that everyone, staff, elected officials, and the residents have a positive and effective communication tool. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Guard? Yep.
I do have
Go ahead,
some.
Ms. Hans.
So are we modeling this? Did we see it from other entities, and if so, who?
Yes, ma'am. I have actually implemented this policy in a different community, which was modeled after many of our other local Johnson County cities.
And then you didn't mention it, but I'm hopeful that it was reviewed by our city attorney.
It was.
Thank you.
Other questions for Ms. Guard? I see no other questions. All right. Before we entertain a motion, I see a hand up in the audience this evening. Please come forward, sir. Your name and address for the record.
The proposed social media policy is unconstitutional on its face. You cannot declare a city-run Facebook page or other social media as a limited public forum and then delete political speech or comments you find inconvenient. Federal courts have repeatedly struck down these exact restrictions, including a couple examples, Davison versus Randall and Knight Institute versus Trump, where Trump deleted comments he didn't like, just like you're proposing to do, Bob. And Trump lost his case in federal court. Merriam will as well. The ACLU has warned cities across the country that banning political discussion or off-topic comments is, in fact, viewpoint discrimination, which is a First Amendment violation. This policy will no doubt cost taxpayers dearly in litigation. And here in Kansas, the state constitution, Bill of Rights, Section 11, goes even further to protect the right to freely speak, write, or publish on all subjects. Yet Bob's policy, this policy, bans political viewpoints, criticism of officials, even undefined impertinent comments. That is not moderation. That is censorship dressed up in bureaucratic language. If the mayor can use an official forum for political speech, residents certainly have the right to respond on public platforms. You cannot claim to protect transparency while deleting the public's speech. Reject this policy, for it declares war on the people of Merriam and Kansas and peaceful democracy itself.
Okay. Is there anyone else that has any comments concerning this particular topic?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Would it be possible for the city attorney to respond to some of that accusation about First Amendment rights?
Mr. Dink, would you like to make any comments at this time?
Sure. So there are two types of public forums that can be made available to the public. You know, for example, your forum at the beginning is largely an open public forum where we don't restrict or restrain the content, and we largely solicit any type of feedback. Social media pages, however, and there are Supreme Court cases on this. In fact, there are Supreme Court cases dealing when individual members of an elected body use their own social media platforms to post and create an open public forum where they're not restricting the content. And what I mean by an open public forum versus a limited public forum, what our policy says is the primary thing that makes it a limited public forum is it says that the posts shall be constrained to the topic of the city's post, the city's original post, and any non-topical materials will be removed. The case law that indicates you can create that kind of a limited public forum as long as you were actively policing it, making sure that that's true, and you're doing so in a content-neutral way, meaning you're not picking a winner or a loser. You're just trying to make sure that the content is in fact specific to the post itself, rather than letting someone come in and engage in hate speech and someone else comes in and engages in any type of what you might consider relatively fairly open First Amendment speech. As long as you don't do that, as long as you in fact restrict it to the post that's made, you actively police it, it's a permissible, what's referred to as a time, place, and manner restriction on speech. So I've reviewed this. I've, in fact, written social media policies like this, not just for you all, but for other municipalities. And there is case law out there that as long as you do the things that I just mentioned, you can create a limited public forum. If you don't police it, if you don't actively go out and make sure that the posts are in fact restricted to the topical conversation, and you allow far-ranging speech, you can effectively create an open public forum, and some of the litigation has resulted in that. But I've talked with staff. They're aware of what we need to do to make this policy effective in creating a limited public forum. So I think we're prepared.
My question would be, sir, if somebody makes one of these posts that isn't content-oriented to what we've said at 5 o'clock on a Friday evening, and we don't address that until Monday morning when staff gets in there, is that create any issues for us?
Caitlin can probably address it. We do put in our policy that that there is a possible delay. And as long as you show some level of diligence in policing the content, then I think generally the case law supports that you can create the limited public forum.
Okay.
You don't have to monitor it 24/7 and take it down within 5 minutes or anything like that.
Thanks, sir. Go ahead, Caitlin. Would you like to respond to that as well?
That is almost exactly what I was going to say. And I will say that while we try not to work when we're not at work, we still do. And so I'm not going to promise that it's going to be a 5-minute thing, but I can't imagine a situation where it would take Friday at 5 to Monday at 8.
Well, thank you. All right. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Ryder.
Do we have an estimated amount of time do you think it would take for staff to monitor this?
We monitor it anyway. To be honest, we currently go through and review all comments that are made. Just right now, we have no formal policy on the content management, and this just implements the content management that we're already reviewing anyway.
Any other questions for Ms. Gordon? Okay, I see no other questions. Thank you. Okay. I think you've already, I don't know how many minutes you've already had on this topic, sir. I have to refer to our city clerk. Is he 5 minutes up?
Looks like there's 2 minutes and 4 seconds left.
You got 2 minutes and 4 seconds, sir.
I'd be so delighted to hear how much time staff has spent policing Facebook comments. Enlighten us, Caitlin.
We don't respond to comments at this point. Okay, well, I see, go ahead, Ms. Hands.
I'm ready to make
You ready for making a motion? Please do.
because I really think this is needed. I move that the council approve Council Policy 13.0, social media policy as presented.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Ms. Yodridge.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion, a second.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge.
Aye.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Councilmember Kozemeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up this evening is consider Council Policy 14.0, solicitation, petitioning, distribution of literature of municipal facilities. Looks like I have Mr. Engel coming to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Next item is consider approval of Council Policy 14.0, policy on solicitation, petitioning, or distribution of literature at municipal facilities or structures. During a recent review of City Council policies, it was discovered the city has not established a policy for solicitation similar to social media policy. That the policies specifically do include petitioning, campaigning, and personal distribution of literature to city employees or visiting patrons in city buildings. As a best practice, a solicitation policy helps the city manage and control when, where, and how people or organizations can request money, sell goods, or promote causes in public spaces. Several reasons City Council may want to adopt a solicitation policy: the balancing of free speech rights, protecting city liability, fair use of public spaces, and reducing nuisance or harassment. The attached draft policy regulates solicitation, petitioning, and literature distribution at city facilities. Such activities are generally prohibited by this policy inside buildings or on city grounds, except within rented meeting rooms, within those rooms, not outside of them, or designated outdoor zones that do not impede traffic. Designated outdoor zones for solicitation will be made on a case-by-case basis by the city administrator or staff designee, depending on certain factors relating to the duration and size and location of the event. We may adjust those zones near polling places on election day to make sure that we're in compliance with electioneering laws. I have included a draft policy that's been approved by the city attorney. I've also included a sample policy that is by the Johnson County Library, primarily because it has been reviewed on several occasions, has been enforced for almost 15 years, and we share space with them down at the community center. So this is actually the policy that is in place down at the community center, at least in the courtyard of the library. So happy to answer any questions about the attached policy.
Any questions, Mr. Go ahead, Mr. Leahy. Or Mr. Silvers, go ahead.
You actually brought up something that I looked at before this meeting, which was whether the Johnson County Library had a policy similar to this, and they do. How is our staff and people who visit the community center to know where the boundary is for the Johnson County Library and where the city's boundary is for dealing with people who might be soliciting on site, so they know who to talk to?
I'm going to look to my park director and ask her how she shares where that line is between those two pieces of property.
Typically, what happens when someone is on site is the library forgoes to us if they're not sure where the line is at. So as kind of the owner-operator, because we manage all the maintenance on site, it usually falls to us to decide where that line is at. But we know where it's at, the library knows where it's at, but they usually turn to us to make sure we're staying within the correct boundaries. Does that help? Okay.
You go, Mr. Leahy.
My question is, I think the background mentions city property and city buildings and city grounds. Would or could this also apply to city events that are not hosted at a city building or on city grounds?
I don't believe so. This would only govern property that city
We
staff
own.
or that we own and have control over.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Ryder.
Do you know if other municipalities have adopted similar policies in regards to Johnson County libraries and things?
I do not know the answer to that. I am sure that they have, because there were several that I started out looking at that I stole kind of like a conglomeration, but I couldn't tell you what cities they were. Because of the overlap with the library, we went, if you compare the two, they're very, 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 very similar. We just went with the library, again, tried and true. We share workspace with them and public space with them, so we just deferred to the library, and it kept it to one page. But I could get you that information, see if there's specific policies that are out there, or at least what cities there are. I know there are policies, I just don't remember what cities they are.
I will say a lot of federal buildings also have similar policies designating zones for this. Through some of my work, I've seen those maps and plans that have them all very clearly spelled out and outlined.
Questions to this side? I've been looking to my right. Is there any questions for Mr. Engel? Okay. Any more questions over here on this side? Okay. Well, seeing no other questions, I would entertain a motion for this. Oh, excuse me. Hold up. We have a public comment. Please come forward, sir. This time, please give your name and address for the record, so it's on tape.
Thank you. You definitely know where I live. The proposed petitioning
Hold
and
up,
literature.
sir. I asked you to give your name and address for the record.
And I have 2 minutes going. I'd like to use that on what I prepared to speak.
You can sit down, or you can give your name and address for the record.
You're going to deny my public comment?
Give your name and address, and you can give your public comment.
I don't start the timer until the name and address is stated, sir. So go ahead, and then I'll start the timer.
Great. Under duress, Billy Crone, 6633 Wed Street.
Thank you.
Thanks. The proposed petitioning and literature distribution policy is an extreme overreach. It effectively bans citizens from talking to each other about civic issues in and around public buildings, and it restricts petitioning or handing out information to and staff-designated zones. The free speech zone in America, by the way, is all land within our borders. Courts have struck down similar restrictions in cases like McIntyre v. Ohio in 1995 and U.S. v. Grace in 1983, because public buildings and their surrounding grounds are traditional spaces for civic engagement. Any limits must be narrow, content neutral, and allow ample alternative channels. This policy is not narrow. It is speech quarantine. Meanwhile, elected officials used an actual council meeting, a public forum, to deliver political commentary without public rebuttal. If the government can use its own facilities for political messaging, residents must have equal access to these same public spaces to speak, petition, organize. Anything else is unconstitutional viewpoint discrimination. Kansas citizens do not need permission slips to engage in democracy, Bob. You have already cost the city tens of thousands in federal civil rights lawsuits earlier this year, and you clearly haven't learned your lesson. Don't roll your eyes at me, because you're charging headfirst into several more. This policy invites more litigation and erodes the public trust. Reject it, lest every one of you shit upon the constitutions you swore to uphold.
Okay. Well, with that, comments, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I would love to make a motion.
Okay, Ms. Hans, please go ahead.
I move that the council approve Council Policy 14.0, Policy on Solicitation, Petitioning, or Distribution of Literature at Municipal Facilities or Structures as presented.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? Ms. Shadrick.
Mr. Mayor, I second.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Councilmember Shavetta.
Aye.
Councilmember Kosmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up is staff and informational items. We have a November CIP update. Life Director Kumke, come to the podium.
Good evening again. The November CIP update is in your packet, and I'd like to highlight a couple projects, and then I'm available for any questions you have. For the 2025 street and drainage project, I'm happy to say that we got the paving done last week. They're finishing up on the speed table. We were going to remove the speed table, but we had a lot of requests to leave it in, so we've kind of moved it a little bit north of there, and they're working on the pavement markings now. But next week we'll be doing sod and restoration, and then we'll walk the project and make sure there aren't any punch list items, and it'll be done for the year. 49th Street, we've finished curb and driveways on the north side on the Phase 2 east of Knox to Antioch. We're starting driveways tomorrow on the south side. We've got the curb 90% done. And then starting on November 14th, there will be a full closure at Antioch, between Antioch and Benson, while they cut down the grade a little bit. That's a really steep hill, so we're trying to cut it down a little bit to prevent cars sliding down into the intersection. And then hopefully we're paving, you know, we have to watch the weather because it's getting cold, but we'll focus on getting that done and then paving, and then we'll finish up the sidewalk as soon as we can. So we're getting closer on that project too, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
When do they shut down the asphalt plants, or how cold is it going to get before we?
I don't know the exact, but
We're getting close.
yeah. So usually there's some warm weather, so we're just going to have to keep an eye on that. And you know, if it's 50 and rising, we can do pavement.
Okay.
So hopefully it doesn't keep this weather. I mean, it's supposed to get warmer and we can get this done.
Good, good. Any questions? Go ahead, Mr. Silvers.
I have a question on the 49th Street project. I see that they are removing dirt to make way for the sidewalks on the south side, which is exciting. I did notice that there's still some AT&T utilities in the middle of what I think will be the sidewalk near Knox and 49th Street. I thought all the utilities were done moving there.
I did too. So let me go check on that. So you're saying
there's
an
a tower
AT&T
right there,
off of Knox?
probably 30 feet from the intersection on 49th Street. From,
In the road?
no, it's on, I'm sorry?
In the road?
No, it's where they cleared dirt for the sidewalk. There's a tower about 30 feet east of Knox on 49th Street on
Okay.
the south side. So I was just surprised to see that because I was pretty sure the utilities already came through and moved everything.
Let me check into that and I'll get back with you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr.
Have
Caldwell.
we ever gotten a price tag on the undergrounding utilities from Evergy?
No, they don't give us any invoice until the very end of the project because it's time and materials. So they gave us an estimate. We're getting really close on that project as well.
I will say that, you know, the undergrounding of the utilities has made a marked improvement to Shawnee Mission Parkway and that view. Even with the poles still slightly there, it looks so much better.
So a little update on that project is that this week it's called MOP, but what they're doing is when the businesses are shut down, they're doing the final connection so that they can get everything off the pole because they have everything underground. Now they just got to get it off the pole so then we can come in and remove the poles. So we're hoping after December 1st that they'll come in and do that. And we're also installing sod or seed in our area, so we're getting close.
Any other questions, Director Company? Okay, go ahead, Ms. Shredder.
I just have a question on the I-35 Shawnee Mission Parkway study. Do you think it'll be January before we see a presentation on that?
So we're going to have a focus group meeting on December 8th. And then I wanted to have that presentation, but we don't have a meeting in the second meeting in December, so we're going to bring it back in January. The first meeting will have a presentation
Great,
for that.
thank you.
Any questions this way? Okay, no other questions.
Thank
Director Duffy. All right, next item up is a downtown RFQ memo. No, wait, no, excuse me, single hauler update. Passed right by that. You're our single hauler updater.
Here I am.
This guard's up.
I don't have much to update you on since the last time we spoke, but just to reiterate, highlights will be coming out soon, the winter spring version of highlights, and solid waste single hauler is the cover story for that. You should be getting those in your mailboxes before Thanksgiving. We did give the HOAs a deadline to tell us whether they're going to opt in or out of the contract. That deadline is the end of the year. As you recall, there are 4 HOAs that have consolidated contracts. We've heard back from 2 of them. We're still waiting to hear from 2 others. And at the last meeting, it was asked what the current GFL pickup schedule is. It's currently Thursdays and Fridays, but please be aware that probably will change once we go to a citywide contract. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Gard?
No, I'll just say, I switched over to GFL about a month ago, and it's been pretty seamless.
I did too. Anybody else? Okay, Mr. Kozmak.
I also switched over to GFL. My only complaint is that the trash bin is a little bit bigger, but I just rearranged stuff in the garage a little
I'll
bit.
pass it along.
It's not too much bigger, but it's, yeah.
You can ask for a 6565 when you call.
Yes.
Just FYI.
They didn't tell me that. I'll have to reach back out.
Yeah.
I
Thanks.
asked when I called.
Perfect.
Okay. Any other questions, Ms. Gordon? Okay, thank you. Okay, now it looks like a request for qualifications downtown master plan. Mr. Engel, coming to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. This is really a memo. There's not really any formal action being requested, but as you are aware, we have a history of flooding downtown. We've been working with the Army Corps of Engineers since 2002. That has ramped up since 2021 when the infrastructure bill came out, and funding, partial funding for that engineering study to be, or that feasibility study to be engineered into an actual plan came to be. So for the last several years, we've been working with the Corps on a solution to remove downtown Merriam from the floodplain. We will be tasked after the first of the year, when we receive 65% plans from the Corps, with deciding if we want to move forward with the Corps project. We have told the Corps that it's been many, many years in the making, so we will take as much time as we need to have a good community conversation about what the future of downtown should be. Staff has been putting together for the last 6, 7, 8 months a variety of data points and some smaller studies to help aid you in your decision, and the public and their understanding and feedback that they provide on the project. HNTB would be one of those options to go along with the Corps, just to call one by name. One of the things that we don't have that I believe that the council is going to want to have is some feedback from the public. What does the public want from downtown? We've asked a lot of questions and surveys. We've had a lot of studies downtown that touch on downtown and kind of have maybe some high-level visioning. What we have not had is a robust public conversation about the vision of downtown, a downtown that's free of the constraints of the floodplain. That we would envision that that master plan would include a robust communication portion of it, that would be surveys, stakeholder interviews, downtown businesses, residents, council members, again, a variety of stakeholders, perhaps the business community in the larger metropolitan region. We don't really know who would be involved in all that, but that's what we would envision, so that we could come together and hopefully find some sort of a shared future of downtown, whether that's a downtown that looks like it does now, or something drastically different, or something in between. So we would propose putting out an RFQ, a request for qualifications, versus an RFP, which would be a request for proposals. Request for qualifications effectively is what it sounds like. We are asking qualified firms to perhaps partner with other firms and tell us what they have done in the past that would be similar to what we would be looking for. What are their qualifications, as opposed to giving us a more finite plan. This would be a little bit more iterative, I guess, in terms of we would build this as we go, based on feedback and based on the realities of what we're working with down there. So you have a draft version of what staff would envision, without having had a public conversation about this, what the RFQ would look like. We think that it's time is of the essence to get this out, if possible, by the end of the month. So because with the holidays, we kind of want to try to hit in between some of these different windows, which is not the best time to do it, but we need to get on this by next year, kind of have this running once we have that core information. So staff would just be seeking, if you have any comment tonight, any feedback, any questions you might have right now, or you certainly can just shoot me an email with any comments that you would have. But this would be the draft RFQ as we would envision it going out. So the plan would be we would take any feedback either tonight or over the next couple of weeks that we get from the public or from the council, and we would come back with a final version of this at the next meeting for formal approval, so we could release it the next day. A lot of information there. I'm going to take a breath.
Question, Mr. Engel. Go ahead, Mr. Leahy.
Can we just get a better rendering than the Comp 2040 plan? That rendering that's haunted, I think, a lot of us for.
We would hope at the end of the master plan, we would have a full set of new visioning documents.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Ms. Schmidt.
As part of this RFQ, would we attach like the work that has been done, like the comp plan, the 5701, Merriam, what is that, the downtown that we looked at?
5701.
The street plan that we'd already looked at?
Yeah, all of these will actually be links.
Okay.
So all of these documents are online, or at least on our server. We would create links to those so that people, we would imagine that this is not a master plan, even though it is a RFQ. This is not a master plan that's starting at ground level. We're on at least first base. So we want people to build off of some of those studies. We want those studies and the feedback we've already received to guide some of this, but we really do want it to be as open, as broad as we can, so we can end up seeing if there is, if we can develop a shared vision of what a future downtown might look like.
I have one more question too.
Go ahead.
Submittals, excuse me, submittals will be due January 9th. What's the timeline of reviewing those and letting them know who is awarded the project, I guess?
All of those numbers are kind of up in the air depending on what happens. We just had to plug something in. But if January 9th was the date, we would probably try to review those by the end of January, so we could start scheduling interviews beginning of February.
Got it.
Ballpark.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions, Mr. Engel? Go ahead.
My
Ms. Lenz.
only other question is, since this is a draft, do you feel like it's 95% done?
Well, depending on the feedback I receive, I mean, yeah, we would clean up the dates. We would want to clean up a few of the responsibilities. We'd want to get the links updated, take any feedback, but I would anticipate, based on feedback that I receive from the council or the public, that this is above 90.
It seems really done. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
again, it's an RFQ, so it's a little bit more broad, generic, open. The RFP would have been a little bit more detailed. We initially produced two. The RFP was about 4 times as long as this. And we decided that it steered the ship a little bit more than perhaps it should. We wanted it to be a little bit more broad, a little bit more input a lot more input from the public.
Thank you.
I have a comment. I think the RFQ is the right way to go, because then that way we can interview people and form a relationship with, kind of based on their background and where they're coming at the project from and where we need them to be. So I think that's a better approach, so it's not someone just saying, like, this is what we want to do. Thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Sanders.
Can you tell us a little bit about the distribution method for this? Is it like we do with RFPs where we just post them and people come to us, or what are we doing?
We would put it up on a couple services. We would put it on our website. We have firms that we're familiar with that we know. We would just reach out to other firms that we know do master plan documents. So we would kind of scatter it to the wind, but there are services that we would upload it to.
Mr. Leahy?
I just wanted to comment about the RFQ process. Working in a field that does RFPs and RFQs all the time, I like the idea of qualification-based, because we won't know what we want. It gives us a better chance to find out what we want to receive and the process we want to go through, rather than telling all of the applicants what we want out of it. There's a good chance to miss a great process or a great deliverable.
Yeah, RFQ will probably, it's going to take a little bit more work, take a little bit more time, but again, we've been pretty clear with the Corps that we've waited on them, they can wait on us. Again, this is whatever the decision is or is not that the council chooses to do with downtown floodplain mitigation will be impactful. So it's better to do it right.
It's a once in a multiple generation opportunity.
It is. Yes, sir.
Okay. Other questions for Mr. Engel concerning this topic? Okay, Mr. Shedd, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, you guys, I'm sorry.
You're good.
I think it'd be helpful if we know when we want to interview, to put that in the RFQ too, so they just have a heads up. As someone that's responded to RFQs before, it's always helpful to make sure you have the staff that you would want available.
Yeah, we have a tentative schedule.
I figured,
We've actually
I
created
know
a
this
schedule.
is a draft. It's just from my experience, I appreciate that, so thank you.
Appreciate the feedback. Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Engel? Okay, I guess we're good, sir. Thank you. All right. Well, it looks like next items up are just informational items. We had Park and Recreation Advisory Board minutes and the Public Art Committee minutes were in our packets. Does anybody have any questions for Director Slocum on that? Yeah, I see none. Okay. Do we have any no executive session this evening, sir? Okay. And any staff items you'd like? Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. Any staff items that you'd also like to bring to our attention, sir?
I would just echo Mr. Zofka's comments. As a former Marine, today is the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And while I'm very appreciative of all veterans, I do tend to be a Marine at heart. So, hoorah, happy birthday to the Marine Corps. Friday, we will have our holiday sip and shop at the Merriam Community Center from 5 to 8. And then we will have Christmas in the Courtyard on Friday, the 5th at 6:30.
That is important.
Plug for those two events. I'm pretty excited about the holiday sip and shop. That sounds there's at least something that my wife and I can agree on, at least
All
one of
Marines will
those
join
things
you.
on each side of the and.
Divide and
Which one
conquer.
you want?
Yes. So, happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Engel? Okay, I see no questions for Mr. Engel. I would entertain a motion this evening then. Oh, no, excuse me, Mr. Silvers, please, go ahead.
Thank you. I have two things real quick. I want to reiterate what Chris and our visitor said. I want to acknowledge all people in the military tomorrow for the Veterans Day, especially my friends in Team RWB who graciously allowed me to join their group, even though I am not involved, I have no history with the military. But the other thing I wanted to share is I was approached last week by someone in the community center who wanted me to share with Director Kumke and also Public Works how appreciative he was when he had a tree fall in front of his house, and the police department showed up and helped him move some items. He cut it up, and then before he got home from work, Public Works stopped by and had already removed those items. And he brought that up as one of the amazing aspects of living here in the city of Merriam, that he felt like the Public Works didn't necessarily have to come get those cut up, pieces of his tree, but they did anyway.
Thanks for sharing. Please pass it along, Dr. Kempe. Thank you. Anything else? Anybody have anything else at this point? Okay. Well, now I would entertain a motion. Okay. Ms. Hands.
Mr. Mayor, I move we adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Ms. Shadridge.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion, a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.